What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy MC. Welcome back to LEGO Therapy. Once again, I have no idea if that gag, prank, whatever you want to call it, is gonna work. But you just gotta try. You gotta keep shooting in the dark and see what actually hits. Peeps! LEGO lights on. We are live-ish in the LEGO Lounge. We are continuing with the Fallout series. Did the Red Rocket build, all by Mega Bloks. This is the, I call this the bonus pack. I don't even know. It's really weird when you go on Mega Bloks' website and you type in Fallout, this comes up, this does not. But then you can't get the digital directions for this because the file is corrupted, but you can get the digital directions for this. So strange. Anyways, this is Mega Bloks set number JGR33, 327 pieces, rated at 17 plus. I have a feeling, just having looked at the pictures again, that this is just going to be a repeat of this like 4 or 5, 6 times, however many are in here. But that's fine, because again, this was just supposed to be a little bonus. And again, though, I want to point out how cool this box looks. Like, it looks so weathered, so worn out, and yet this is just how it's designed. Like, it looks great. I almost wonder if this came with the game or something. Like, maybe this was a bonus for the game when they put out the game at some point. Bam! There we go. So there's all the little power armor guys, and there's all the little power armor stands, which I'm gathering that it's just going to be 5 stands over and over again. But I'm cool with it. It's just going to be a fun little build session. Here is our manual. Looks great on the front. I already had a peek on the digital directions. And oh, so interestingly enough, we had these rando pieces that I couldn't figure out what the heck they were for. They're nowhere in the directions. And then when you open up page 1 of these directions, boom, they show all the little power armors sitting on plates that look just like this. So I'm like, is that what these were supposed to be? For the other set was for the characters to stand on, almost like the brickheads have their own little, designed stand. Like maybe that was Mattel's idea, Mega Bloks' idea for these guys, is that they just all have the little rack where you can charge them up. If I remember correctly, that's kind of what this thing is for, or you can just display them. I don't know. It doesn't say, but that's the first picture in the directions. So, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're just gonna... Oh, what is the dad joke? Oops. What do you call a dog that can do magic? A labracadabrador, of course. Labracadabrador. Alright, I believe... Yeah, so bag 1 is just the characters. It's so strange. The plastic on these Mega Bloks bags are so thick too. It's kind of crazy. Alright, we're just gonna go through the process. We're just gonna follow the directions as is. Bag 1 is just a few loose pieces, and then all the battle armors that are pre-assembled. Kinda stinks. That I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I like them because they're G.I. Joe style. Like I really think that's a cool aspect of these little guys. And I believe the helmet comes off. Or at least, yeah. So I remember seeing that in the other directions. This guy's head can pop off of this body and pop onto this body because he's supposed to be the guy that rides in the armor. So you can mix and match, kind of like a minifig. Kinda. Sorta. Well, that's a neat aspect. Everything is posable. All the little body armor and stuff, like hands, everything. It's very neat. I like that aspect of it. I just wish there was a little more building that went into it, but I'm not that picky. No, y'all know. Minifigs characters, I like them, but they're not like my favorite, even though I say that, and that's kind of the point of this set. This set is really just about the minifigs, really, or whatever these are called in Mattel land. Let's see. We got this bad boy. Sugar Bites breakfast cereal. Again, I have not played the game. I've only watched the show, and the show is very cool. I really like the show, but I don't know enough about the game to speak smartly on it. Strange. Oh, I see. Right? It's like a little bomb. Let me just go ahead and switch cameras. It's like a little bomb that one of the guys is gonna hold. This is looks like Nuka-Cola, but it says dark on it. I don't know if that's gonna focus. Oh, maybe if I turn off the autofocus, because you know it doesn't like me very much. Turn it off. Yeah, that's kind of neat. And you got a shotgun here. This one's like a Hot Rodder magazine. This one is a box of cereal. It's rather odd. Let's see. This is the dark gray guy. He gets the box of cereal. Alright, there's the lineup of power armors. Oh, I wasn't even looking at my camera, so I didn't see how close I had it. Actually, we'll just do this so y'all can get a better view. Blam, blam, blam. There they are. Well, let me turn the autofocus back on now. It's good for like distance, but close up it's terrible. It's so strange. Alright, let's get a good little shot of our power armor dudes. I don't know what the different colors mean. I don't know if they represent something specific, but it's kind of neat. Like I said, I like that they got, now that I know what this little random piece of plate is for, it makes a lot more sense. They just didn't really explain that in the other directions. Alright. Get these guys off to the side. So, like the downside to these guys being fully posable the way they are is they're a lot harder to stick to things. The joints all move, but alright, here we go. Yeah. I don't know why they even made it 5 bags. I guess maybe if you just wanted to build one at a time, but it's 5 bags of the same thing. So I'm gonna dump them all out. I'm gonna sort them all out. I'm gonna build them all up. Let's just build. I think this is gonna be a bunch of sorting. It's like 300 something pieces. I guess maybe that's why they did it. Maybe if you just don't feel like doing all this in one sitting like, you know, crazy people do. Hey, I'll build one today, and another tomorrow, and another next day. I don't know if you guys were able to notice as I was sorting, but I was trying really hard to focus on one piece type at a time. I notice, for me, I don't know how it is for everybody else, but for me, part of my therapy is the sorting process. Because it makes me have to just, like, I try talking during the sorting sometimes, and it often messes me up because my brain is trying to focus on two things at once, and I'm not very good at that anymore. Which is crazy coming from the world I used to be in, where you listen to like 5-6 radios at a time while also doing your job, while also talking to the other members of your crew. And anyways, too much sidetrack. But when I do manage to just focus on one piece now, it's not perfect because they're all jumbled together, so sometimes you can't see them all. But when I focus and go, all right, I'm going to get all these yellow sticks, I'm going to get all these gray boomerangs, just one thing at a time, I actually move faster, ironically, because I'm right there in that tunnel, right there, blinders are on, and I just get that task done, and then I move on to the next task. And it's almost like completing several little jobs. Does that make sense? I talk too much. Let's go, peeps. This is going to be a assembly line. That's it. So kind of neat. Again, a lot of repetition, but not a huge deal. Got the little racks, but here's kind of a neat thing, right? So they got it where you can display them individually, obviously, if you want, or these nice little boomerang pieces. That's what I'm calling them. You can lock all the racks together, so you can still display them in a straight line like this, or you can fan them out. It's almost like Tony Stark, all his Iron Man suits. There you go. Goodness. I guess you could probably flip the boomerang around. Actually, I don't know if you can. Now that I'm thinking about that. Yeah, I don't think that would work. It would be cool though if they had some of the little hinge pieces like Lego makes that hinge open and closed, and then you could make them fan the other direction. But no, not on this set. Oh, I guess you could just put the little... No, I don't know how that would work. I don't know. I guess I could fool with it and figure it out. But for now, I like this. This looks good. This is really cool. Trying to see if there's any other cool features in the magazine, or in the magazine. Yeah, it just tells what the different armor names are. JG R33-A, B, C, D, and E. I don't see any names for them or anything, but still a neat little build. Plus, I've got the 6th one. Does any of these ones match that one? No. So 6 completely unique armors from the 2 sets, and then just 5 from this little box, which, you know, the whole box, this whole set on Amazon was only 30 bucks for 327 pieces. Not terribly priced, and so you do the math, that's like 6 bucks per each little set. It's not terrible. I like it. It's fun. It looks neat, and it's a cool little add-on for the Red Rocket truck stop. So, all right. So, said yesterday when I did this build that I was gonna go ahead build this quick little fun setup, and then I want to do a review. So I'm gonna time out. I'm gonna get myself organized, clean up the table a little bit, and then I'll come back for a full review. All right, peeps, welcome back. I'm gonna run the official, actually, let me say this correctly, the Fromania Bricks super proprietary, ultra precise Lego review system, also known as SPURPLRS! I know, I'm not them. They are way cooler than me, but I'm gonna try my best to stick to their method of reviewing these sets. Well, really this set. This is just kind of an add-on, but I'll just remind you the set we're covering today is the official Mega Bloks Fallout. I guess this isn't a Lego review system, but it is. We're just applying it to a different company. Same principle. The Fallout Mega Bloks Red Rocket Truck Stop set number HXT00824 parts, rated 17 plus. So, first category is appearance. Again, all these are on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, obviously. And so, appearance, does it look good? Does it look like what it's supposed to look like? Is it appealing? Yeah, that's the gist of it. They explain it way better. I'm an amateur, okay? I'm just an amateur. They're the pros. But talking about appearance, I mean, I just want to point out again how great this box looks, right? There's little artwork all over this thing. I showed it really in depth on the other video, so I'm not going to go too in depth on this again. But again, with the directions look all weathered. There's little pictures that look like they're straight out of the video game. And I've never played the game, but I know enough about it to know that, man, they really hit the mark with making this thing look like the game. So on that, man, fantastic. Looks awesome. The set itself, I'm going to push these little power armors out of the way. The set itself, I think, looks awesome. Again, I initially wasn't going to buy this or any Mega Bloks set ever because I never heard anything good about them. As far as quality goes, that was always the thing, was, oh yeah, they might look all right, but they're just terrible quality, cheap plastic, blah, 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 blah. And again, after hearing another friend of mine talk about it, I was like, oh, well, maybe people are full of mess, or maybe they're just going on old experience and Mega Bloks has come up. But I think overall, this thing looks awesome. I'm totally just judging it on my own personal taste in things. Again, I don't have enough knowledge of the game to say that, oh yeah, they really, you know, hit this. I think somebody said this is based on Fallout 4. I don't know. So just guessing. But just taking it from the standpoint of, hey, this is a set, if I didn't know anything about the game, this is a set that is supposed to represent a post-apocalyptic truck stop. Ah, man, they really hit it. Again, the colors are fantastic. The way they just have all the browns and grays and tans and everything all just congealed in there. And no two pieces are the same, by the way. Like the paint mixture is clearly just they took like a swirler in there and just printed. I think they look fantastic in that. Everything is printed. Everything is fully printed. There's nothing in here that's a sticker. 0 stickers. I love that. I'll get more into that later in the SPURPLRS, but let's see. Let's see if I remember how to do this, even though I just built this thing yesterday. This actually opens up. Don't want to bust anything. There it goes. So it's got this nice hinge out section. So you can see into the little garage here. I will do a quick video of this, but I'm not going to do a crazy long one. The roof pops off so that you can actually throw your little power armor down in there. There's a little workbench inside. I talked about it yesterday too, but all of the printed little images. So you got, this is the vault, the little vault poster, surface, newer vault, forever. So there's just a little printed tile that's hanging on the wall in there. There's another one here that looks like, I don't know, some sort of poster. This looks like a little map or something. All the little printed tiles had 2 versions of it. You can either do the nicer, newer looking version or the older, weathered looking version. That is so cool to me. The Nuka-Cola bottles that are all printed. The little characters, I mean, they look great in my opinion. They're not traditional Lego minifigs, but this isn't a Lego set. You got the little bobblehead guy looking. I can't remember what they're called. Man, all of this looks so cool. And I know there's another piece that I can pop off in here and separate this end of the garage out as well. But I mean, just the little details too, just blow me away. They've got the little AC unit sitting on top. Like, how many builds have you ever done that had an AC unit sitting in it? You got the vent here on top of this part of the thing. The brick-built Nuka-Cola machine, the little Nuka-Cola bottles. I mean, there's multiples of those. The gas pump, we'll come back to that, but the gas pump looks cool, just not the sturdiest. Even your little minifig dog, if you want to call that a minifig, but really, really great looking. The sign looks like something that somebody slapped together. We'll cover that again here in a bit, but I mean, it looks like somebody jerry-rigged this sign. It's meeting the intent. Like, it looks so good. Overall, the backside, maybe they could have filled in with some plates to just cover up this. But I think most people are probably just going to display this, and which means this backside will be hidden. I think most people, that's kind of the idea. You're not going to really see that. So, not a huge deal for me. So, how do I rate this? Appearance-wise, I have a hard time knocking anything on this set as far as appearance goes. I think they really, really crushed it. I'm going to give it, only because I think this they did such a good job of doing everything else, and this backside is a little bit ugly. I'm going to go with a 9. I'm going to go with a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. I mean, if this was completely closed off, like no studs showing, this would have been a 10. But the shapes, the colors, everything's so good. I'm going to give it a 9. All right, minifigs. This is a difficult thing to do with this set because there aren't traditional minifigs. This isn't Lego. But I will cover what is here. We have the little dog. We have the little survivor here. And I've already stuck him back in the building. But any one of these power armors fit the bill, right? you got your little power armor guys. Again, I think, pretty sure, yep, the head pops off of the little man. You could swap the head out with the helmet on the power armor, so it looks like he took his helmet off. That's super cool. Again, everything about these minifigs are fully posable. Even the dog's head moves from side to side. Like, the legs move. Does his tail move? Yeah. There's movement on the tail. The tail moves. I mean, that to me is super awesome. Does it include all the minifigs that a set of this game should include? I don't know. I don't have a good enough understanding of this game to really judge that. So I'll have to let you be the judge on that if you are a fan of the game. But strictly from a standpoint, again, I'm going to take it from the standpoint of this is a post-apocalyptic world. That's all I know about this set. And this guy is living in this gas station or this truck stop. And he's got his power armor and he's got his dog. I don't see anything wrong here. I think this all looks really great. The only thing I'll say, I really like the way he looks. I like that he's got the little Pip-Boy on his arm. His rifle looks cool. Everything is super posable. All of that to me is awesome. The only sort of knock that I got, the armor looks fantastic. I mean, he's got little printed symbols all over him. His helmet looks awesome. There's the paint job, everything. I think the armor really stands out. The armor really kills it. But as far as the minifig man, and maybe he has a name from the game, I don't know. His face just looks very, very generic. It's just a very, very blah face. Wrong camera. Let's see. You see it? It's so just plain. It's just a very generic face. So that's really my only kind of knock on this is on the minifig side of things is his face is just kind of generic, just basic face. But again, I don't know the game enough. So minifigs, I'm gonna go 9 again. I don't really have a lot of negative to say about this. They look great. I like the way they look. Again, not real minifigs. This is Mattel. This is Mega Bloks' version of minifigs. I like them. I like the way they're posable. I like that they're different. Obviously, not customizable the way a minifig is, but for this company, for what they gave you, I think they really did a great job. And again, there's something, maybe it's just my generation, this when I grew up, there's something about G.I. Joes. These remind me so much. They're a little obviously smaller, but they remind me so much of G.I. Joes. And I was a mega G.I. Joe fan. But I look, you can even put this guy down on the ground and have him laid out to shoot his gun. I really like it. I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9. All right, build experience. So this is where I'm going to get a little more critical. I talked about it a little bit yesterday on the previous episode. Some of the sections are very, very, very loose. Now, that's a bit of a contradiction, right? Some of the sections are only held on by one stud, which is not uncommon in Lego. It happens a lot in Lego too. But the problem is they start getting taller and taller and taller, and it's still only being held on by one stud. And until you get to a point where you start doing some cross bracing, it's just falling off. You know, you just got to keep sticking it back on there. So that part is a little bit frustrating. It eventually comes together. It eventually locks up, gives you a nice solid build. But until you get to a point where things start overlapping and bracing, then it can be a bit frustrating. Stuff keeps popping off. Also, again, going back to JDP builds, he talked about this when he built it. I didn't catch his full build, and I almost wish I had now, but I just had other things going on. But he talked about the sign. The sign, now, mine so far isn't just falling off, but you can see I'm barely, just as I say that, the way they designed the sign was to look rickety. Well, it looks rickety, and it is a little bit rickety. Now I just stuck it back in there. It's sitting in there kind of solid, but this is not the most secure. Again, don't see too many people playing with this set. I think it's more of a collector's display piece, but that is something to note. It is a bit frustrating trying to build the sign. The building process of the sign was probably the most difficult and the most annoying of the whole build. But, and the little gas pump. The little gas pump, I'm not a super fan of the way they designed the construction of it. It's sitting in there safely now, but if I pop that thing out and try to show it to you, it's probably going to fall apart, and I'm gonna have to put it back together. Overall, it wasn't a bad build experience. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed seeing all the little hidden things, learning, like the manual, again, looks great. But as we discussed yesterday, some of the style of the way they tell you to do the instruction is different from Lego. And so, like, having that Lego style stuck in my head made this a bit more challenging, which is not necessarily bad, but sometimes it's almost like, granted, this is rated as a 17 plus. So maybe that was the point, was to be more challenging. But some of it is just like showed already assembled, and it's like, all right, stick it on this spot. You kind of got to figure it out. So overall, I had a good time building this. I just had parts of the build that got kind of frustrating, like the rocket. I think I talked about that yesterday. I think it would have been a better idea to assemble the rocket, then attach the whole thing to the building. What they had me do was build it up in stages, build the base, then build the supports, then build the rocket, then attach it all, and it just kept breaking apart. So it was a little frustrating. I think if we had just built the whole structure, then attached it to the roof, I think it would have been a better experience. And you would have got the same end result. So, overall, build experience was not terrible. It just wasn't the best build experience of all time. Also, I thought it was odd the way basically every section of the build. Why is this not popping back in here? The little laser thing. I forgot I stuck it up on top here. I thought it was odd the way they had basically every section of this build. They had you do 3 bags at a time. Like, why not just make it 1 bag and just call it less bags? I don't know. It's a choice that Mega Bloks has decided that they want to maybe just I want to stick out from Lego. I don't want to be the same as Lego. But again, can't say too much bad about it, but there were some really frustrating things about this build that just with small changes could have made it better. Now the sign, I think they would have had to really redo the way they did the sign to make it less annoying. But it's there. It's just not the sturdiest, and I'm not going to play with it. So out of 10, again, not my favorite build of all time as far as build experience. I'm gonna go. This is a tough call, peeps. This is the nice part about when Fromania Bricks does this. It's always at least two of them talking through things, and they can bounce ideas off this. This is just me. So I'm trying to think, you know, logically, but also fairly. This is not Lego. This is its own thing. So I gotta kind of take it from that perspective. But I gotta be, I'm gonna say this is a 6. I'm gonna say this is a 6 for build experience. Not bad, just not great. It's not great. It's just, I gotta be honest. All right. The next section, playability and functions. I'm gonna say this is again a tough thing to grade, because while I do think the little characters, the minifigs, if you will, are super fun. They're so posable, and then if you do decide to add in all the little power armor add-ons, it makes this set really fun, and you could do a lot with it, I think. I like that pretty much everything in the building can come out. You can pull out the power armor. You can pull out the little workbench. There's a little workbench in here that comes out. Of course, now I say it and I'm making life more difficult on myself, but let's see if I can get the workbench out without tearing everything. All right, I guess I gotta take the roof off again. So that part is... All right. So the power armor comes out, and everything's just held in by basically jumper plates. You got your little workbench here. It has a little drawer that slides out, and it's got whatever these are, scrapyard home decoration guide. That's so cool. You know, you got your little bottles of Nuka-Cola that are sitting around, and your vending machine over here that they can, you know, get their little drinks from. And what else is in here? There's the little sign on the wall. You got your gas pump. I think there's so, if you're a little kid with imagination, there's so much playability with this set. Functions, not so much. Obviously, you guys can see this thing opens up. So that part is really cool. You got your little bobblehead guy here, whose name I'm never going to remember. I was hoping it was going to come back to me at some point during this build. In this review, rather. Of course, now I can't get the barrel to stick back on the studs because I'm talking. But the building opens up. That's pretty neat. It closes really tight, by the way. Even though they use a different kind of function to do that locking mechanism than Lego does. It's all super fun. You just don't know how much you can play with this without damaging things. Now, if you're a kid, maybe you don't care. Maybe you just want to play with it. Everything falls apart. You put it back together, right? But find it, especially because of this sign, because of the rocket, the gas pump is a little bit. It's going to be challenging to play with. I still think you can, if you want to, if that's your jam. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing with this set. It's going to go on display. But it's totally playable. Also, again, you can remove this one plate in here. I don't want to do it right now. There's a plate right in the middle here you can remove. This section opens up as well. All that's pretty neat. I just don't know with the structural integrity of the sign, of the rocket, of the gas pump, how much you can play with this. Now, maybe if there was another set you had to go, like if Mega Bloks decides to put out another set to be a companion set with this, maybe you get a little more. But for now, just don't see it as a strong playability factor. So here again, I got to go down a little bit. I'm going to say strong 6, maybe 7. We'll go with 7. We'll go with 7. We'll go with 7. All right. Last category is value. Do you feel like you spent your money wisely in purchasing this set, or do you feel like, oh man, this is a terrible idea. I need to turn around and resell this as fast as possible? I don't. I think this is a great set. I think it was fun to get into something different other than Lego. To see a new theme, right? There's no Fallout theme within Lego, at least not as of today. Of course, they just picked up Pokemon, which Mega Bloks has had for years, and so maybe one day they pick up Fallout. I don't know. But I did the math on both these sets, and they come out to about 9 to 10 cents per piece, somewhere in there. It's a licensed IP, so that's not really crazy for me. That's about standard for Lego too, for Star Wars, for Mario, for Hogwarts, Harry Potter. They're all about 10 cents a piece, sometimes more. So I am going to give this a pretty good value. I think, other than the sign, which is holding on pretty good right now. I don't care. I really enjoyed this set. It looks so good. I think it's going to be a great piece in the collection. And if I ever decide to play the game, I'll be like, ooh, I'll know all of the. There is this though. This little plant sticking in here is just barely holding on. That part is kind of strange to me. That was a poorly designed piece, but I thought it was a great set. I did not regret it. I definitely enjoy having this. And I think in time, people will appreciate this set. It's definitely different and original. And I don't feel like I got overpriced. And if you catch it when it goes on sale at some point, it'll be even better price. But good luck finding it, even though I got it pretty easy. I got it right off of Amazon, but a lot of stores are sold out online. So either wasn't proliferated very much, or wasn't or it sold out really quick. I don't know, but it just came out in 2025. So man, what am I going to give it for value? I think I'm going to go a solid 9 again. I don't want to say it's a 10. It's not a 10. Actually, I'm going to think this again. I think I'm going to go at 8. I think I'm going to go at 8 just because the sign stuff and the buildability, the build experience rather, were not the best. But overall, I think it's a really good build. So, and we did talk about it too. So this is one thing that I thought, and I go back to my build experience when I think about this one, is the pieces are really tight to snap together, which seems like a really good thing. But except it's almost to the point where you're afraid sometimes, like especially things that are only one stud wide, you're almost afraid you're going to break if you push too hard. So it's almost to a detriment how tight the studs are on some of the sections, and then not so tight in others. So that kind of kicks the value down a little bit for me. So I'm gonna go 8. 8, yeah. But again, it's not a terrible. I've built way worse Lego sets, and I love all my Lego sets, pretty much. But I've definitely built Lego sets that I didn't enjoy as much as this one. So overall, what do we give this? We give it, let's do some quick math here. All right. think I gave it a 7 on playability. So on that, we're getting a 39 out of 50. I'll redo the math when I edit this video, but I think it was a great build. I had a great time. I'll do a quick up close video, and then we'll wrap this up, peeps. We'll wrap this up. Let me get this set up real quick. All right, here is the Red Rocket truck stop. Let's start from this side. Got your sign. Again, looks really rickety, but that's kind of the idea. Up to the top, got the actual Red Rocket. Look at that. You got your plants growing over, your AC unit, your vent, all things you would expect in a building that's been overrun after the apocalypse. Got your little dog there, gas pump, little Nuka-Cola bottle. Let's see, let's open this up real quick. Inside there, we got the little shelf, some sort of AC unit, the roll-up door, coming around the corner. Got another poster on the wall. Got the barrel with the little guy whose name I just cannot remember. Here's our little section with the power armor. Got our workbench over there in the corner. And again, all this pops out. Bring the side of the machine around. Got your Nuka-Cola machine. Looks great. All weathered, all beat up. Here's my little minifig man. Again, not much going on in the back. Back is kind of basic, but just a really cool, I mean, look at all of the printed tiles all around. Love it. It looks so good. Even this, I want you guys to see this. Look at the paint. Let's see if it's gonna pick it up. It's not wanting to pick up. Well, that little, there it is. That little grate. It is painted a just mix of colors to make it look like it looks. Same with the one on top. It is a mix of colors to give it that weathered look. Alright, there's the whole thing. I'll slide this back a little bit. And then we'll just bring in the other set just for funsies. Your whole run of power armors. Right, peeps, there it is. This is the full Mega Bloks Red Rocket Power Armor add-on set, and I really like it. I'm really happy with it. Got a pretty good score, I think. I could easily sit here and just bash this and be like, Lego's so much better. I can't though. It's so good. It looks so good. I mean, the overall look is what really gets me. I mean, it is so fantastic. Peeps, this has been fun. It's probably way too long. I lost track. I forgot to, well, I think I hit the timer, but I don't know. I stopped paying attention. I'm a dummy. Yeah, I've been going for a pretty long time, but we'll try to cut it down as much as possible and keep this a reasonable length. But peeps, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys go out and consider anyway picking you up a Red Rocket Diner or some other Mega Bloks set. Man, I gotta say, I gotta debunk everything I ever heard. I always heard Mega Bloks were trash, and I don't believe it anymore. I'm not saying, because their big thing, I got a visitor. Their big thing is Pokemon. I like Pokemon, but I'm not that big of a fan of Pokemon, you know. They've got a bunch of Halo and other stuff, IPs that I'm not necessarily interested in. So I'm not really planning to go out and buy a bunch of Mega Bloks set, but if I see something I'm interested in, I have no problem picking it up from now on, because now I know, and like G.I. Joe said, knowing's half the battle. Peeps, if you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, share with your family, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you like this? Do you think I'm way out of line on this rating? I'm not the expert. Again, Fromania Bricks created this system, and I just borrow it occasionally to do these reviews because I think it's so much fun, and they came up with a great system, so I borrow it. But other than that, peeps, I don't got anything else for you. I'm waiting on a new set, another non-Lego set to come in the mail today. Should be here today, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And it's a big one. But I've been talking about it for a while, so you guys will see what I mean when I build it. And that may be the very next build I do. We'll see if it comes in the mail. With that being said, I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, holla! Boom! You know I turned the camera on. You stop showing off as soon as I turn the camera on. You are a silly boy. Oh, now you can do it. What happens when you want to record, but your dog just wants attention. Look, look, look. You wanna wear my hat? Gonna help me build? Too much? I gotta build. I got peeps to entertain.